Now then, Volkswagen mates, just going to give an update on this jeans restoration that I've been doing for around about the last 20 months now. Initially when it came to us, it only came in for possibly an heat exchange panel and a bit of welding to a quarter, but once you stripped it all back, like most Volkswagens, you're surprised how much work you've got to do onto them. So I'll give a bit of a walk around it now, let you know what I've done. So as you can see, I've got the rear deck lid on now. Fits really nice. Put a new rear clip on this. The rear clip was from Heritage. I'll talk about that in a minute when I do the walk around. New offside rear in the rear latch. Put that in. Grafted that in as well. Looks alright. Lots of hours gone involved in doing that. Even getting to the point where you're putting new sealer in here, you know, taking your time with that, and even flatten the primer down. We've got a quite good fit really. Offside rear quarter panel had the new lower quarter panel put in by the previous owner, but it had been fiberglassed and filled and it was starting to blister and peel, so I stripped it all back to bare metal. The only way to do it realistically. It also recently had an offside heat exchange panel put in by the last owner of this car. Some garage did it, but I've rectified that as well because it wasn't done right. And this strip, this carpet trim panel, just fell off in my hands. So I welded that in and it just come off. Not cribbing anybody else's work, like, because you don't do that these days. But new air post. A lower air post, again that came from Heritage. Took the time when I put this air post in to graft this panel in as well. So I just made sure that we put it back to the original Volkswagen height. Sometimes you just see joints under there and you think, why'd you bother under the wheel arch? Well, the amount of money that this kid's spending on this car, it has to be right, so we just decided that we're just going to do it from scratch, perfect, the best we could anyway. Got a few more months good work going into this. We've even managed to get some stickers, the original stickers for the inside the petal flap. This bonnet was a bit of a nightmare to do because it had a big hole here. So all this has been replaced. I've replaced all that, put a new panel underneath, or two new pits underneath, tapped it over. Scuttle panel as well. This was completely corroded. Initially I was going to solder that and lead it, but I managed to just weld it up. It turned out real nice. Again, even look up here, put brand new sealer in here, all the way up, primed it. The original paint that was on the roof all over the car hadn't keyed properly, so when you sanded it down with the oil, it was just flaking away. So pretty much back to bare metal. The gap and all on the bonnet fits real nice. Had a complete full front clip on it. Probably joined around about here somewhere, I think it was, if memory serves me right. So I'm just showing you the gap on the bonnet. Sometimes I'll get clips on, you won't get the angle right and you'll get a big opening here. To be quite fair, this aperture where the glass goes wasn't that badly corroded. As you can see, spot the mistake. Just needed to put a captive nut set in here. So all I'll do is I'll just real carefully clear all this out, or bare it out, put a new captive insert nut into it, an M8, and just touch it in, it'll be fine. There's no issues with that whatsoever. Again here, Just took a bit of time doing the underneath the wheel arches. You see the frames that it sat on as well. I had to make 2 frames for when it came in, front and back. So I took the time to cut these out properly, got these all cut out, restored all this, got that painted black. The guy who owns the car, he took all these bits away and he just prepped them at home and painted them at home. Now one thing you'll see here is on these front clips, on the original ones they come like captive a little bit, so you can like put a panel, another little blanket in it. This one's just smooth all the way around, so we're going to get something made for this to blank it off completely. Even put this back on, this little wire bracket. It didn't come on the new clip. This clip was from Heritage. Fit alright actually, wasn't a problem to do. We future proof this as well because all this has been sealed. I sealed all this up. Putting the panels together, I just used zinc welding spray to zinc the panels together. Then obviously after it was welded together, I just etched, then just tool pack primed and painted. But the sealer's a good quality sealer. Don't ever skimp on sealer because it's just not worth it. And the bulkhead as well, I had to make the lower part of the bulkhead. I don't know if you can see it clear down here, but like rocking horse pulled to get them. So I just made one. I got some decent thick sheet steel. I just made the bulkhead. Even just sealed underneath here in the corners. I don't know if you can see properly, but just sealed these areas. Just underneath here. So just been assembling the wiring loom really, just getting the wiring out the box, got it all cleaned up. Again, just grafted in. Just trying to do a nice, neat, tidy job. Again, the bonnet edge was all gone and all corroded, split, so that's all been welded up as well. But where the hole was in the bonnet, you can't really see where it was now. But this, I managed to seal all this. This is all sealer in there. Originally it wasn't there, but I've just sealed it. Just trying to future-proof it again. Just going to put a rubber on the bonnet up here, all the way across so it fits snug. And on the scuttle panel here, we've got the original rubber that's going to go into here and fit across the back. And just refix that into there, I suppose. New aerial to get. So it's had the new knee side air post. Took the time to graft all this in, fiberglass body filler, sealed it all, and obviously this inner bulkhead, had to make this as well, had to make this fit like rocking horse pulled to get hold of them. I managed to make some adjustments to it. Them holes that you see, them 2 holes there and 2 holes there, they weren't in the original, so I've drilled them to put them in, so get some wax oil in there. Same again on that side as well. Just grafted it all in, made it look nice, neat and tidy. Basically wanted it to give it the look that it just come off a production line. New heat exchange panel on here. All this was corroded away, rotted away. Put a new lower quarter panel on this side. And again, just trying to future proof, just sealed all the way down here, all the way along the bottom. Just to try and resist it. Because these holes underneath here, rain's always going to drip out to here, run across there, get between the 2 panels. Inside here, 40 to 60 hours these wheel arches took, both sides. A lot of graft went into them, welding the outside, then the inside, then making the panel fit onto the floor here. Again, sealed up to the top there. This was a bit of a mess, so I had to take all this out when it came initially. Replaced this panel, cut this all out, drilled these holes, put new nuts on, welded them on. This was all rotten, so I had to repair all this, make all this. Even all this here, the near side, rear, inner quarter panels, massively corroded, so made panels to go in there. See the joint there where the quarter panel's being fit? That'll get sound deadening matting in there and plenty of wax oil, and we'll just drip loads of paint into there. Just really going to try and give as much protection as we can for the next 30-40 years. Loads of time on this. Even these, we took these bungs out from the factory. They must be like just transport bungs where they cover when they're on the jigs when they're moving about the factory. So like a metal plate underneath there. We took the original ones out and then put the original ones back in. Then just sealed them in. Just at the point now where we're just doing the fitment of the binnacles, switches, the steering column's coming back. The lad who's, I just give him the steering column because there's a bit of rust on it, so he's going to take it away and he's just going to clean it all off and prime it and matte black it or satin black it, and then we'll get that fitted and reconnect all the rest of the wiring really. It's time to take shape really. See the wiring loom in there? Just clip that back in as well. And that's the quarter. Just taking time to, when you two-pack prime it, just block it flat, guard coat it. Again, got a grommet in here, but we'll flick this out, and then what we'll do is we'll inject absolute stacks of paint and then wax oil in there. Near side rear wheel arch grafted in. Thinking total, I think I put about between the quarter panel, the exchange panel, the inner reinforcer panel and this, I think I got 6 or 7 panels all grafted into one on this. So grafted, I think the joint came around out here somewhere down to here. What I've noticed when Heritage, when you buy the panels, these bumper support brackets are really, really thin. So you can upgrade them if you want, but we just kept it as it was. We'll do that at a later date. Completely stripped the deck lid back to bare metal, inside and out. Made repair. These was all split. I had to weld all this up and fill all that. Did an half decent job. And obviously we've painted the inside of the firewall. All this panel here, the inner drip scuttle, I had to make all this panel. You couldn't get out of it. Well, I couldn't get out of it, so it was just easy just to make it out of steel. And then just grafted it in, tucked it underneath, welded it all in, and put some sealer in there so when it does fill water, it just runs off the outside. Made some new earth terminals, just off some standard 18 gauge steel. Took the effort of painting underneath here, it's absolutely clagged it with sealer. You can see, if my filming's any good. So these panels, replaced all this. Had to chop this off about here, under this lip here, unpicked the lip, re-tapped it back over, welded it all back in, inside and out. About 2 or 3 panels inside there. A couple of runs in the paint, but other than that there's no issues. Had a couple of dints in the roof, repaired all the dints in the roof. Took me 2 hours to wet flat that primer on that roof with a block. One thing I did do to this, underneath, I mean it still needs painting, but where there's loads of sand deadening underneath on the actual, in a boot, under here, I used spray sealer, spray sealed the full underneath of the floor, and it is absolutely like a solid rubber. It's not cheap, it's about 12 quid a tin, or 12 quid for a 300mm tube. We went through 6 of them just to spray seal the underneath of this floor, but we're going to paint it as well. As you can see, absolutely clagged it in the corner. Absolutely want to give it as much protection as we can. But yeah, it's coming along quite good. Quite pleased with it really. You'll probably find that when you're doing jobs like this you'll spend quite a lot of money on them and you won't have the right tools, and you'll go along the way and you'll have to buy tools to do it. And the biggest underestimation for doing a restoration job, if you're doing it at home, is the money that you're going to spend just on sealers, primers, paints, grinding stones, sanding discs, filler, fiberglass, all them sorts of things. You might as well just add 1,000 quid just for ancillaries, because that's what you're going to spend on in fill if you're going to do a full restoration on this. That's just fills and grinders, grinding stones. But yeah, it's looking alright. Well, that's the walk around for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to give you a bit of an update when I get the wings done as well. They're in process. They're just on here. They're the original wings, them ones. Got them bits done. This should be done hopefully in the next couple of weeks. So in my next video I'll show you all the wings done and all the doors being done. The doors have been tried on, they fit lovely. Yep, hope you enjoy it. See ya, bye.